fellow airbrushers, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we are doing an unboxing, a full review, test and spray with a compressor. Now Everything Airbrush has kindly sent me out their compressor, which they do, which is a good seller, and they do their sort of box sets with where you can buy it as a package deal. I'll put them up in the screen later. So they've sent me out this compressor. Now first sort of look when it turns up, the packaging is done correctly, guys. Now that's something that's really nice to see when it turns up at your house, is that it's packaged correctly and it's not damaged. So I'll give you a little pan round. I've literally just cut the top of the box with the cellophane on it, just cut it open. So that's how it turns up. Now this is what I mean by packaged well. You've got extra cardboard, thick cardboard all the way around the actual compressor box, polystyrene, it's all taped up, and it turns up undamaged. There's nothing worse than ordering something online and it turns up and it looks like it's been kicked around the back of the delivery van when it turns up. So they've always packaged stuff correctly. Anything that I've ordered always turns up on time as well and packaged nice. So I'll set you up on the tripod, we'll take this compressor out, go through all the bits on it, we'll link it up and see what it's like. See you in a minute. Right guys, I took the compressor out of the box because the polystyrene just went sort of everywhere. Now this is what you are getting. This is the model, it is the Tc-80t compressor. You can buy this separately on their website and you can buy it as a package deal. Now the package deal that I sort of looked at, which I thought was a real good deal with this compressor, was with the Harder & Steenbeck Ultra 2-in-1, which you get a 0.2 and you get a 4mm needle nozzle setup. So if you wanted to buy this compressor as a package deal, you can do, or you can buy it separately. So inside the box, when you first open it up, to the top you've got your little instruction manual. We'll just take that out of plastic. This will tell you a bit about the compressor. So you get your little guide to show you how it works. Parts list on the back for all your parts. So a nice little clear guide with the compressor, guys. Just shows you the basic operating instructions and things like that. So that's the first thing you get in the box when you open it. The next thing you'll see in the box is, again, it's packaged well. It's got polystyrene around it. The actual compressor's sort of encased in polystyrene front and back. So we'll slide this out of the box. Then it comes in a plastic bag, like that. And then you've got your compressor just there. You get your power lead, which has got a little bit of like the wire around it to keep it together. So it's nicely packaged up. You've got about a metre, just over probably about 1.5 metre of flex, which is quite good. So it'll get you to your sort of tabletop if you are putting your compressor on your table. You get a little plug cover that goes over the plug. Stick it in the box. 3-pin plug setup. And then you get, on the top of this, you get like a little handle where you can pick the compressor up. To the front of the compressor, you've got your air pressure gauge, and then you've got your connection here, which is the 1/8 airbrush hose connection, which goes on here. You've got a little clip adjust, so you pull this up and down and this will set your pressure. So when you turn this, when the compressor's on, you'll see the gauge coming up. I'll get the camera in closer when we set this piece up, and that just on off, you can set your pressure. You've got a water trap, so any moisture that comes out of the tank will catch here first before it comes up your airline and goes to your brush. And you've got a little pin at the bottom. What you can do is when the compressor's ran up to full tank of air, you can quickly press this, and if there's any moisture, you can blast your moisture out through here at the bottom. To the bottom of the tank, you've got a little valve to drain it, so you can undo this and it will drain any moisture in the bottom of the tank and build up. With these little small compressors you can get moisture build up, especially if you're in a warm room, because you're sucking in warm air and that's pumping that warm air into the tank. So I'd advise, after using it for a couple of days, just keep an eye on this, open the valve up to quickly get this to drain out. You can turn the compressor on, open this out, and then it'll blast air out the bottom and any moisture that's built up in the tank. So you can do it that way. Bottom, you've got solid steel little chamber at the bottom. This is a 3 litre tank, and then you've got rubber feet, like little suction feet. So it'll sort of grip to your table and won't move. You've got an on-off switch to the top. And that's basically the running of the compressor and how it looks, guys. They are quite simple. Once you've got your connection of your airline up, you'll turn this on, it'll run up to its full tank sort of pressure, and then when you run it with your airbrush, you'll see your gauge, it'll start to come down the tank, and then it kicks back in at a certain drop of pressure. It'll kick back in, the compressor will kick back in, come back on, fill the tank up, and it'll just sort of click on and off as you run it. So that's what you're getting in the box. Nice, clean, it looks very well made, nice black tank to this. All the fittings seem nice and solid, as they should do on a little mini compressor. So we'll fire it up. I'll show you the connection for your airbrush going across for your hose and how to link all this up, and then we'll fire it up and chuck an airbrush on it and see what it's like. So I'll see you in the next step. Right guys, setting your airline up to your compressor. Nice and simple. On this side of the compressor you've got your water trap, you've got your adjuster for your air, sort of air regulator here. Just here you've got your gauge to the top here, so you've got your air regulator gauge here, and you're going to be connecting your airline just on here, just there. Now these are just the standard airbrush airline connections, the 1/8 one. You just connect that straight to there. Now if you connected this up, and when you turn your compressor on you could hear a little bit of air leakage out of here, what you can basically get is, you can get some stuff called PTFE tape. It's like a plumber's tape, and you would wrap a little bit of that round the thread and then put your airline on, and that will get you a better seal. But this seems like it's sealing up really nice, so just screw that on there like that. And on the other side I've got my quick connect for the airbrush, so I can just clip in like this. Now I'm going to put a little timer in the screen, just at the bottom of the screen. We'll turn the compressor on and we'll just time it just to see how quick it takes to fill the 3 litre tank up. So we'll turn it on now. So that's the sort of noise you're getting. This might sound noisier in the studio because we've got like sort of very empty and it's hard floor. It might be sounding a lot louder, but it's like 47 dB, which is basically nothing noise wise. So in your house or your studio, if this is under your table, it's not really going to hurt your ears running one of these little compressors. It's a single piston oil free compressor. You'll find this piece here, this is the bit that will get slightly warm when you're running it for some time. This is just coming up to a little bit of warm temperature now, just like a running temperature. This will sort of kick out, you'll hear it go as it kicks out when it's reached temperature, when it's reached pressure. So just leave this running until it kicks out, and this will give you a guide on the little timer on how long it takes to fill this 3 litre tank up. There you go, that's switched off, that's reached pressure. So that's the tank full up. Then you can connect your airbrush like that. Now to set your airbrush pressure, say you wanted to run 20 psi, the best way to do this is press on your trigger like this, pull this clip up, press on your trigger, and then you can add more pressure or you can take it down. We're going to run 20 set that to 20. So you're basically pressing your trigger, turning this, and you'll see this gauge move up and down. We've set that to 20 psi. So now you've got a consistent 20 psi kicking in. So we'll pull the easel up, drop some paint in the brush, and give it a little spray. I've got some paint in the brush. I'm running the Rich Pen AB200 on a 0.2 setup on this. Got a little bit of transparent paint. We're up to pressure on the compressor, and you will just be painting like normal, guys. You get no drop in this. Once you've got your tank full of air, you're good to go. You'll be painting away, and then when the pressure drops below its sort of re-kicking sort of pressure, it'll kick back in, the compressor will start back up, take you back up to full pressure, and then it will stop again. So you can be painting for a while like this on your projects. Going full back on that trigger, and once the tank drops, there you go, that kicks back in. You can still be painting while that's running, like this. We're going to run out of paint. And what the compressor will do is it'll take it back up to full pressure and then stop again once it gets to its full tank again. So you can be painting away. Like that. And the compressor is sort of caught you up and then filled the tank back up. So that's how these little compressors work. And that paper's going to fall down. I'll just move that one side. That's how these little compressors work. They'll sort of kick in, kick out, kick in, kick out. If you're running higher pressure, say you've got a 0.5 and you're sort of really hammering the paint out, and you're running this at say 30 psi, this is going to kick in quicker. It's going to sort of, because you're going to disperse the air a lot faster the higher volume you're pushing through your brush. But running, say this is like a detail as I'll be running it, I'll be running 20 psi and lower, you'll tend to not kick in, kick out so quick than running a sort of triggered brush where you need a little bit more air volume. You'll just hear this kicking in and kicking out. My personal experience with small compressors, don't overrun them. Don't like hammer it for 6 hours painting, because they do warm up. That kicking in and out there, it's not really red hot, it's just sort of like warm sort of temp on the actual piece here. But when you're running these in say a hot room, say you've got it in a room where you've not got much air circulation around it and it's enclosed, they will get quite warm. So just run them for say like an hour, a couple of hours, turn it off, have a break, which you should do anyway when you're airbrushing, refresh your eyes, come back, turn your little compressor on, and you're good to go. But my first impressions on this, guys, it's built well, it's a really nice finish, little airgraph by the spray gun company, little logo on the bottom there. All the fitments are nice, it works. You've got your little release there, so if you get any water moisture build up in this piece, you can press that, clear the water out on that trap at the bottom, and then if you want to empty your tank at the end of your airbrush session, you've got your little valve at the bottom that you can unscrew. I'll just demo that now. So if you've got moisture in your tank, you can just undo this and that will take any moisture out the tank that's built up. But other than that, a little robust compressor, guys, that works. I'll leave a link in the description so you can go over, you can see all the sort of the stats and all the bits on it. You can buy this separate, or you can buy it as a package deal, and I think the package deals are really good, guys, because you can pick your brush. And as it said in that last video that I did and showing you the package deal that you get with the Ultra with this, I think that's a really good combo, because the Ultra is a cracking little brush for a beginner with 0.2 and 0.4 combo. With that compressor, you can't go wrong as a beginner. So thanks for watching. Have a look at everything in Airbrush. Just want to say a big thank you to them for sending this out so I could do this review on this cracking little compressor, guys. So I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.